Hello everybody. Today we're back with, well, the Monster Hunter World, the beta that happened around Christmas time. I know it's been a while since then, but I wanted to try out the hunting horn, and I did. I quite enjoy it. I don't think I'm that good with it, but I quite enjoy it. Because I can imagine some folks out there see it and go, "Oh, I can buff people. I'll just be a buffer. I don't actually have to swing at the enemy." No, well, I mean, you can do that, but you're not being optimal, like, at all. I was mainly waiting for my partner to get over here, but, actually, I guess I was partners. I saw two little names over there. I couldn't remember which clip this was, but yeah, I was waiting for them to come by, because I didn't really want to try and solo that thing with the hunting horn. I could probably do it, but, I'm not very good with it yet, because I've noticed when I do the whole performance thing, I tend to just hit, like, R2 plain, and I don't think that does, like, maybe 30 damage. Whereas if you actually combo with it, you can get hits that go up, like, 50, 60 damage. It's really kind of powerful, beyond the obvious benefits, like no bouncing off of enemies. For example, if we were fighting Baroth, and I used a certain song, you could hit him in the head all day long until the song goes away. And, yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of utility. That's what I like about it as well. I don't like the actual music on when you actually play the song, and I've gotten hit more than a couple times because I try and perform, and times I really shouldn't be doing that. But hey, it's all part of the learning process, you know? It's like that. I mean, when you're actually playing the song, it gets kind of, well, you are rooted, essentially, in one spot, and it can, well, get you hit pretty easily. I will say this thing can knock enemies out pretty well, actually, so if you can, it's really nice to hit them in the head. It's not quite a hammer tier as far as knocking them out with KOs, but I noticed that sometimes, I don't know if that's because of the hunting horn, again, I'm not familiar with it, sometimes things will just go to sleep. Gives you a great chance to wind up and, you know, unleash hell. But I'm not quite sure why that happens, and it's, well, that's not optimal. I'd like to be able to trigger that on demand if I so wish it. But I look forward to when the game fully comes out, and I will be able to hopefully learn a bit and be able to do these things, because I really like the hunting horn. I can see a lot of people maybe not liking it, but this thing can put out some good damage if you actually, you know what you're doing a little bit. It can be... It's not as susceptible to losing a bunch of sharpness as, say, the dual swords. And if you're playing with multiple people, of course, the buffs kind of add up because you're giving attack up to your allies. You know, the extra damage they're doing, I would argue you could attribute to the hunting horn user. Not to mention the movement speed buff. There's the, I said the deflection, there's the defense up. Of course, I think with the hunting horn, each different hunting horn has different notes, so you can do different buffs depending on what notes you have. I think. Again, in the beta, we only had the one hunting horn. I don't know. I would imagine that's how it's going to work, but I don't really have any basis for that assumption. But, yeah, this was a fun beta. We tried to kill Rathalos and Diablos far too many times to even count. I'm not going to tell you whether we succeeded or not. You'll have to find out maybe next week on Friday. Every Friday, well, I don't know if I have enough footage for that. I'm going to say every Friday between now and release, I might put out Monster Hunter. But I was like, I don't think I have enough good footage for that. Because, you know, we're fighting the same three things, essentially. I guess I could put out the video where we fought the thing holding the rock. Yeah, we'll do that next week, because I know I got footage on that. Or at least, oh god, did I not record that day? I don't know if I recorded that day. I only recorded 2 days of the beta. Well, if I have that footage, we'll do that next week, okay? Because that was a fun thing to fight. It's like... Well, I don't know. It was a fun fight, though. Again, I don't think I'm doing things really optimally as far as damage goes, but... Hey, at least I'm hitting the thing while trying to buff people, you know, that should count for something. To be fair, I mean, one swing from that thing's like almost as much as like a flurry move when you're dual wield. Even if you hit him in the head, it's even more. Of course, you have to keep your weapon sharp, but I mean, and know when to attack, where to attack, but that goes with any weapon, really. But you can see how I wasn't just standing there for the fun of it, I was locked into place. Not sure if he's asleep or what was going on there, but okay. It works. Again, once I have more time to play with it, I'll hopefully learn what combos actually do a lot of damage than just kind of... Like, my reasoning for using the moves that I was using was I was always trying to keep a buff coming up. I wanted to keep those buffs up and extend the duration. If you keep doing the same one, eventually it'll start out a small buff, and then it'll go to a large buff, and then I think it goes to extend that buff. So you kind of always want to have a buff going up, like, ready. You just don't really want to do, well, that. Just kind of like, just hit R2. I mean, it will get the buff going, but it only does like, what, 15, 20 damage? Whereas if you hit like triangle R2, or is it circle R2, it's been too long since I played this, that you can get the big uppercut swing, that will just, well, do like 60 damage, and give you a buff at the same time. So, you know, it's... I don't think it's really that advanced of a weapon, it's more just, you have to know what you're going to be doing and when you're going to do it. It's, like, not quite as bad as the Greatsword, but it's still kind of slow at points. Overall, it's a fantastic weapon. I really enjoy it. I'm glad to put in some kind of support weapon, because I'm all about the support, baby. I just wish we could have a healing song. I guess that'd be OP, though, wouldn't it? You can't allow people to heal like that. We already got life powder, you noob. Yeah, but just imagine a song where you could heal your allies. Maybe they'll do that in the full release. I don't know, but I hope they do. Like, one of the hunting horns gives you a healing song. And it heals for maybe, I don't know, or maybe a poison cure song. I have no idea how the hell logistically that would work, but maybe. I'm just trying to think of support options, okay? More options are always better. And at least in my mind, I don't think we should take away options unless they are really, really bad. And even then, I don't think removing things is ever really good game design unless you're removing something really bad. But yeah, I love this weapon. I'm not the, you know, you have to practice with it, because I think the, trying to remember what the attack up the song was. I think it was triangle, circle, circle. I guess the songs are right there on top right, you loony. Alright, well, I guess you can look up there as to what you want. Also, on the left, top left there, it'll show you what things you could use. Like, if you have 2 notes already and there's one, like, maybe you need a triangle, it'll tell you, hit triangle to, you know, line up the next song. It's a little difficult to look up there in the heat of battle, but, I mean, it can help you if you're forgetful like me. I don't know if the full game will have that. I really hope it does, because if it doesn't, I'm going to have hell. It's going to be hell to pay for me trying to remember what songs are in there, but... I like to think I'm not the worst hunting horn user ever. Because I remember in reading a bunch of stories, who knows if they're actually true. Okay, it was on Reddit. I don't put a hell of a lot of stock in Reddit nowadays. But people, you know, in the beta, people supposedly ran into people who were just sitting off in a corner, swinging at nothing, and then buffing people. I don't know if that ever happened. I never saw it happen. The people I play with, Glasgow and, you know, Conceive Sorrow, when they played it, they were actually hitting the thing. So I was like, I'm just going to do what they do. I'm just going to just hit the damn thing and play songs whenever I can, you know? Also, don't stand in purple shit. I should have learned that from World of Warcraft. I didn't. Well, what the hell good are you then? I don't know. I'm giving buffs. That's what I'm good for. I don't know. Anyway. I'm just rambling and ranting at this point, but I really hope that they did tone down the whole run like everything does. I get it. When animals get hurt, they run away. But, man, I think you overtuned it a little bit for the beta. Just a little bit. Okay, I understand where you're going. Maybe you're supposed to... I mean, you know, to his credit, Glasgow kind of adapted to that. And during a few of the hunts where he would plant a trap, seemingly in the perfect place, where it ran away and boom, it ran right into the trap. Like, what is he, psychic? dude was on point. I was like, oh, it was great because I was using the greatsword at the time, and I just kind of hauled off, and it really helped me. That's what it's all about, teamwork. You need teamwork. Because without teamwork in Monster Hunter, well, I mean, it still technically work, but it goes a lot faster with teamwork, which is, I kind of feel like the crux of the hunting horn. You're supposed to be a team player, which, well, I mean, I'm a guy who loves MMOs. I love team play. I'm just not really ever, the proficient at all times. But anyway, at this point, I don't know if we ever actually had a target, or we were just doing that whole, we'll just fight what we come up against. So we were kind of like split between focusing the Jagras, and I never remember this damn thing's name. I never remember it. But I mean, with all the attack ups that I was giving, I gotta think that, their damage was, over the course of the fight, quite a bit more. Who knows if it was worth my tiddlywinks damage that I was given with this thing. 15 damage here, 20 damage there occasionally. I don't know if it was really worth me doing that, but I was having fun. That's all I care about. And then we killed it. I don't care about kill timing, especially in a beta. We're here just to try and learn, have fun. And I'd like to think we did that for quite a while. Maybe not at all times against Diablos. I know at least one time a rage quit happened. Maybe it was me, maybe it wasn't. Maybe. But, that's, I'm not gonna deny that I've raged before. I don't like it when I do it, but I've done it before. As for Rathalos, oh well, I guess it's a little late now. I was gonna say, if you're gonna fight Rathalos in the beta, but it's too late now, I tried to bring a gun. I think I usually use the light machine gun. Or the light bow gun. And I like the light bow gun. I'm not the best at aiming, but essentially if you like third-person shooters, it turns Monster Hunter into a third-person shooter. You do have to change your ammo, but that's like a quick D-pad up and down, I think. So it's not hard at all. Like, if I can do that with a controller, you can do that. I suck with aiming on a controller, but the good thing about Monster Hunter is, well, a lot of things are huge. I mean, you can aim almost anywhere, and, I mean, yeah, you should generally try and aim at the enemy's weak spot. But if you can't always hit that, well, then you can at least be doing constant low damage. It might not be optimal, but at least you're helping. Yeah, I'm just picturing the Springfield Ralphie, I'm helping! But, I mean, seriously, he's up in the air a lot. You gotta try and... you don't want to just sit on the ground going, I can't do anything, he's in the air. But I'm grateful that I've heard back then that during the actual full thing, they will not be having the whole 20-minute thing. I don't know any sane person that actually believed that there would be a 20-minute thing in the full game, but there's not. Oh, I missed. That was pretty gutsy of me, though. Just to jump down right in the middle, not knowing exactly where I was. Yeah. Another good thing I like about the hunting horn is it's surprisingly mobile. You're very, well, by my standards, very quick on your feet with it. And again, I'm a guy who really loves the greatsword, so I guess that don't mean a whole hell of a lot, does it? But I pretty much said my piece on the hunting horn, so yeah, we're almost done with this, I think. So, I mean, this fight, I remember the first time I fought this thing, and I got hit far more than I did this video. The thing about me and Monster Hunter is, the first few times I fight something, it's a shit show. And then the more I fight it, the better I get against it. I think that goes for anybody, really. If you say that and you just got hit by a foot, yeah, well, to be fair, I thought, well, he's not moving, so I guess I can get near him, and I got hit. I forgot some things, it's more of a hitbox thing, more than, common sense, logistics that would indicate, kind of thing. I don't even know what the hell that meant, but yeah, hopefully you got the point of what I was trying to say there. I haven't even paid attention to what they're using. I know somebody's using something that makes fire. I'm just not sure what they're using. I think he's stuck in a trap. I'm not exactly sure what that is. But he just kind of tripped. I should probably know what that is, but I don't. Ah, too far away. Right, so overall, I can't wait for the release of Monster Hunter. I mean, you should have already guessed that. I'm a huge Monster Hunter fanboy. I'm not a blind apologist, though. I'll call stuff out if I see stuff I don't like. But so far, the only thing I don't like about this new Monster Hunter is, again, things tend to run away. But there are play-arounds for that. That's not my play style. Thankfully, I play with a couple guys who, kind of make up for that shortcoming. Because I don't do the whole trapping thing too much. And if I do attempt, they never actually go over the trap. That's why I usually don't trap things too much in 3 Ultimate. But I look forward to it. I do. So that's about all for today, folks. Tomorrow, assuming the USB cords I have upstairs packaged actually fix my Elgato, hopefully tomorrow we'll have some Dark Souls 3. If not, I'm going to have to order a whole new Elgato game capture card HD. So that's it, everyone. Hopefully you had fun and learned something from this, and hopefully I'll see you next time. I think our first kill on this with the 3 of us was like 18 minutes. So I think we're getting better. Support All-Star, baby. 50 buffs? Holy crap. Well, anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Until then, everyone.